All right, so I'm going to share something with you today that took me a really long time to grasp and understand. And like most people, I had to live through some pretty uncomfortable experiences before it actually clicked. And what it is it's called the law of resonance. And the simplest way I can put it is that you don't get what you want in life, you get what you are at the deepest level. And I know that might sound a little confrontational, at first, but stay with me because once you really see that clearly, I think it changes how you look at almost everything, your relationships, your finances, your results, pretty much all of it. So I grew up in a very big family, like 8 crazy siblings kind of family. And like a lot of families, money was a source of tension in our house. And I'm not saying that to paint this horrible negative picture of my childhood. My family is my family and I love the hell out of them. But the truth is that the energy around money when I was growing up, it was tense, straight up. It was tense, it was stressful. And even as a child, even without having words for it, I absorbed that. And it became my data. And it became the soil I was growing in. And the data, honestly, I think it has a way of shaping us. And unfortunately, it's a way of shaping us that sometimes we don't see until much later, when we're adults. And so for me, fast forward to my 20s and 30s after childhood, I was in a couple of long-term relationships or many long-term relationships. In all of them, I always wanted to be a gentleman and pay for everything. And here's the honest truth about that. Unfortunately and embarrassingly, I hated it. Not because I didn't care about the people that I was with, but it was because it never felt like it was coming from a genuine place within me. It felt more like this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what society tells me to do. This is what's expected from me. And so I did it. But to be truthful, the energy behind it was more of like an obligation and straight up, honestly, even resentment at times. And I remember this feeling almost of my pockets being like drained, like something was being taken from me or stolen from me. And here's what's interesting about that. The relationship reflected that same energy back. There was an expectation on the other side that matched my resentment, a taking energy that was meeting it, a reluctant giving energy. And the whole dynamic, felt like a transaction nobody was happy with. And at the time I thought the problem was the other person or the circumstance or honestly just the dating apps, they suck. But what I understand now is that that energy that I was bringing was scarcity dressed up as generosity. And I was attracting and creating experiences that matched exactly where I was on the inside. Not what I wanted in a relationship, but what I was. So I recently got married at 42, and this past weekend I gave my wife some money to go shopping. Now that might sound like a completely ordinary thing to do, and obviously it is something ordinary to do, but the point is that it was different. It honestly, it felt genuinely good. Not mandatory, not expected, no resentment coming from me like something was being taken from me. Just honestly really good. And it felt honestly even way better than any feeling I'd had from buying something for myself. And I sat with that feeling for a moment because it was unfamiliar to me, if I'm being completely honest and straight up with you. This sense of giving from a full place, rather than the empty place, it's new. And it's what shaped me to kind of come up with this video. And what I noticed about my wife at the same time is that she expects nothing from me. Honestly, she never has. She gives because she wants to. She's always kind to me. After a long day, she cooks a dinner, and while she's doing it, she's even, singing a song. And so she takes care of me. She shows up fully every day. Not because I'm paying for things, but because that's who she is. And I try my best to show up for her in the same way. Not because I'm supposed to, not because me and my wife are sexist or playing some traditional husband-wife roles where me hunt, you cook. Nothing like that. No, it's not like that. It's because I generally want to be generous. It feels just so beautiful. It's kind of crazy. It's weird to talk about, to be honest. And the energy between us, it's really cool because it matches abundance meeting abundance, generosity meeting generosity, and the whole relationship feels completely different from anything I've experienced before. Not because I think I found the right person. Well, I should chill out there and because I did find the right person. But what I'm getting at is, more importantly, it's because I became a different person, and I honestly, I think that, that the level of where I'm operating at is shifting. And it's not all roses and sunshine all the time. I'm not a perfect person. I've got a lot of work to do, no doubt about it. But there's no doubt that I'm different. All right, so what's actually happening here? This is that law of resonance. It's one of the most important ideas I've come across in all my time studying consciousness and human potential. And the law is super simple. You do not get what you want, you get what you are at the deepest level. Not at the level of your behavior, not at the level of your thoughts, but at the level of your being, your state of consciousness, the root. And so this is why you can't, you can want abundance and all that good stuff and really, really want it and do the law of attraction and still experience scarcity. You can want a loving relationship and still attract dynamics that feel draining, that just don't feel right, not what you want. And you can want to be generous, like in my situation, and still be giving from a place of resentment, because what you're experiencing, it's a reflection of that level you're operating from, not the level you want to be operating from, the level you actually are. So here's what's gets really interesting. I think it's the part that people miss. The law of resonance, it's not about blame. It's not about saying that everything bad that's ever happened to you, it's your fault, you suck. No, it's nothing like that. What it's saying is something that's way more useful than that. Way more useful. It's saying that the most powerful place that you can create change, that I can create change, it's not out there. It's in here. And it's at the level of the root, because when the root shifts, everything above it starts to shift naturally. The soil becomes naturally more fertile. The seeds that grow out of that soil, they become more aligned. And then the fruit, it starts to reflect completely different level of being. I didn't change my behavior, and suddenly attract a different kind of relationship. And remember, I said I got married at 42, and by the way, I'm still 42. So it took me a long time, yeah, it's been a beautiful ride. But I do want to leave you with a question, like usual. I want you to really sit with it, not just answer it quickly and move on. And just kind of run about your day. Really sit with this one, because I think this law of resonance is really powerful. So where in your life are you experiencing something you don't want? Maybe it's a relationship dynamic that feels draining, a financial situation that feels stuck, a pattern that just keeps showing up again and again, no matter what you try to change. And instead of asking, how do I fix those things in the 3D reality, just chill out and ask a simple question. What level am I operating from that's creating all of this? Because the answer to that question is where I honestly think where the real work begins. Not out there, in here, at the root. Because you don't get what you want, you truly get what you are. And the beautiful thing about that, the truly beautiful thing about that, is that who you are can change from the inside out.